Good day, everybody. This is Rick Banez with REIA. We are a real estate investor group in the Fredericksburg area, the Fredericksburg, Virginia area. And this is the numbers, the real estate numbers that are covering Spotsylvania, Stafford, King George, Caroline County, Orange, as well as the city of Fredericksburg. And this is for July of 2023. So what I'm going to do is go through the numbers. Some of you might be familiar with them. I'm going to take you through them and give you my 2 cents as to what's happening in the market. So the first slide is our new listings. The new listings came in at 587. They were down last month about 10%. And compared to year on year, they were down 31.7%. Now, the average for the last 5 years for July has been 845. So this is about 300 units less than what we're used to seeing during this time for July. New pendings came in at 539. The 5-year July average was 732. That's a negative 4.5 or 4.4% for June last month, and 20.6% negative comparing it to July of 2022. Again, still pendings are still soft because there's not enough listings out there. In terms of closed sales came in at 502. The 5-year July average was 722. It was down 19.7% from last month and down 20.4% for last year, July of 2022. Looking at the median sold price, it came in at $462,450. It was up compared to last month at 2.8%. And comparing it to July of 2022, it was up 5.5%. The 5-year July average was $393. So that's about a $60,000 difference in median sold price. Looking at the chart that has the purple line along with the bar charts of closed sales in blue, you'll see that prices have steadily gone up and up and up, and it's primarily due to inventory being low. But you'll see that the number of units are down in terms of how number of units were closed. January was the softest month. It steadily increased. We had our strongest month in the month of June in terms of the units sold of 2023. But in terms of comparing it to 2021 and 2022, we still have less sales, but the median sales price keeps going up. In terms of the number of active listings, we had 822. That's still on the very low side. The 5-year July average has been 1,014 units. If you compare it to last month, we were down about 30 units, with June coming in at 851. If you compare it to July of 2022, it was down 822, comparing it to 1,016 in July of 2022. So we had a lot more listings last year in terms of active listings. Days on market kicked up a bit. It went up 3 days with an average days on market of 21. Last month it was 18, and the year before in July it was 18. So it has gone up. Might be due to the slight higher interest rates that we're seeing out there. In terms of the average sold to the average original list price, it came in at 100.2%. That's pretty much on par with what it was last month at 100.4. July last year came in at 99.6%. So looking at the aggregate, but in terms of details, you'll see that sold dollar volume for real estate was actually down almost $70,000. That was a negative 20.91%. We talked about the median sold price, but the average sold price was $488,000 in July compared to last year at $489. So it was relatively flat, only less than 0.25% difference. In terms of the number of units sold, we talked about that. That's down 20.44%. But what I'd like you to take a look at is the attached sold price, the average sold price, versus the detached average sold price. So when we say attached, we're talking about townhomes. The attached average sold price this year, this month of July, was $384,000 compared to $338,000 last year. That's an increase of 13%. The detached was actually somewhat flat. The average detached sold price was $506,000. Comparing it to last year, it was $512,000. So a negative 1.3% difference. Again, probably insignificant somewhat, but what's interesting to see is people are gravitating to townhomes, probably because they're more affordable at this point in time. And you'll see the number of units that we're talking about could be a smaller base. The attached, again, townhomes, the attached units sold was 75 in the month of July compared to last year at 85. And the detached, again, the single family homes, we sold 427. So I would say 1 out of 5 homes are townhomes, just to give you some rough idea of the numbers. In terms of the future trending report, just to see how the month of August is going to turn out, we look at pendings and all pendings. It's the bottom on this where it says new pendings came in at 539. All pendings came in at 671. And that's a negative 20% for new pendings and a negative 24% for all pendings. In terms of how they're being purchased, are they being bought with financing? Are they being bought with cash? The majority of the units sold for July were purchased with conventional loans. So that's meaning putting anywhere from 5 to 25% down. And so a total of 214 units, homes that were purchased in July were bought using a conventional loan. The second most popular financing option is a VA loan. That was 144. And then followed by FHA is the third most popular at 81 units. And then cash came in at fourth with 52 units. In terms of the days on market, you'll see that the majority of the homes were under contract within 30 days. The first 255 units that were sold were under contract within the first 10 days, followed by 11 to 20 days was 77, followed by 21 to 30 was 40 units, 21 days to 30 units. Now, as an investor, what I like to look at is what about those homes that might have been on the market for 90 days or more? Well, they're out there. So 91 days to 120 days, there were 9 units sold. 121 to 180 days, so that's almost 6 months, were 10 units sold. And then 181 to 360, so 6 months to 12 months, there were 13 units sold. And after a year to a half a year, 6 units were sold. So they're out there. Now, I want to preface that these are probably the more expensive homes, the ones that had a higher price tagline on it. And so it's going to take longer to sell these more expensive homes. They're selling, they're just taking longer to sell. Looking at the last and final slide, July 2023 numbers looks at the detailed report. And what is interesting about this chart, and you may want to pause it and kind of study this, it shows the average sold price for 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, or 4 or more bedrooms. But then it also looks at the difference between detached, which is our townhomes, detached, which is our single family homes, versus attached, which is our townhomes or condos. And so you'll see that what the average selling price is for each of those units. But what you'll also see is the percentage change compared to last year, and if those numbers are going less or more. What is interesting to me that I want to just point out is you'll see what a bedroom is worth. You know, if you're in the market of having the possibility of buying a home or evaluating on buying a home, you can see what a townhouse is going for, but also 4 bedrooms versus 3 bedrooms, and determine which one is the most, advantageous in terms of your financial situation. If you're going to, buy that home, and how much more is that home going to cost you? And also keep in mind, so the most popular units are going to be the attached. We're going to sell a lot more units of the single family homes, but you can also see how a 4-bedroom home differs from say a 3-bedroom home, and what price band they're in. So if you're an investor and you're looking to BRRRR a property, how many units are we selling in the price band from 300 to 400 or 400 to 500? And you can see how many homes and what the average selling price is. So this is a very helpful chart if you're looking at determining whether or not you want to play in a certain price band, and whether the units are moving in that price band. So I hope you found this information useful and helpful. And if you have any real estate questions, any investor questions, feel free to reach out to Anna or myself. We run the Fred REIA group. You can learn more about Fred REIA. You can join for free at www.fredreia, that's FREDREIA.com, fredreia.com. We also have a property management company, and we can also help you with sales and rentals as well as buying a home. So reach out if you have any questions, and I look forward to meeting up with you guys online the second Thursday of the month, as well as in person at our networking group, and that's the fourth Thursday of the month. Thanks very much for watching, everybody, and please click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.